on the ICOM setup, an ICOM 7800. The antenna is JK 20-meter monobander is the big one. And I'm running about 600 watts, just idling along, feeding with about, looks like about 15 watts of feed right now on this setup, and getting about 600 out. So, yeah, I'm a firm believer in the antenna gives me better dBs than the amplifier can. The amplifier just helps me with QSB. But, you know, to get 8.3 dB gain out of an amplifier, that takes a whole lot of power, and no reason to run that craziness. Do it with the antenna type of thing. I'll stop babbling, George, and turn it back to you. Golf Mike 5, Golf Echo Mike, W1KA. Good there, George. Copy it 100%. Didn't miss a word or anything. You've just been rock solid. You know, I have no preamp on. This is you coming straight into the radio, and you're 5.9 plus 10 consistently. Just a very, very solid, consistent signal. You're at the 757 GX at the 95 watts in the end fed. It's doing exactly what you want it to do. It's magical. It really is. You know, I think how good your signal is coming in. And then, you know, I think about all the tower and the stacked antennas and all the stuff that's up on that tower, so I could play radio, and you're just doing a great job with just the end fed. So it's working real well. It really is. Very good on the weather. You know, our only downside is, in all honesty, is winter comes in. When winter comes in, it's not bad when the snow starts in December. But when winter comes in and you have snow in the late part of October and going into, you know, you have snow on the ground all November, because the snow doesn't go away until April. So, you know, you end up with 6 months of winter here. And, you know, the first couple of months it's okay. But after that, it's just a huge inconvenience. It really is. You absolutely hate it. You know, I don't ski anymore, and when my boys grew up, we used to have snowmobiles. But when they grew up and they realized cars and girls were a whole lot more fun than snowmobiles, they sat in the backyard for a couple years. All I did was do the maintenance to them and had them serviced. Matter of fact, I had new tracks and skags put on them, and because the boys weren't using them, I actually gave them away. I gave them away to two different families that had boys, and I always say, you know, boys have a need for speed. So I gave them away to two different families, and people couldn't believe I did that. But I looked at it as we got our money's worth out of them. We enjoyed them. We had a great time, and pay it forward. So, you know, people for families that maybe couldn't afford the snow machines, the price was right. And the only thing I asked them was if they didn't want it anymore to pay it forward to somebody else. But now that you know, I'm older, I've retired twice, George. And last time I retired, I lasted 5 days before another work group convinced me to come and work for them. But the rules are a little different this time. No international travel, no Hawaii, no Alaska. I stay in the United States and work mostly from home, and only have to go any place if I have to go brief in that. So I work from home, and it works out a whole lot better. The dog thinks I quit my job to hang out with him, and that's okay. But I don't know how to stop, and that's probably a good and bad thing all at the same time, George. But weather, hopefully we'll have a halfway decent winter and won't see snow until December, and that's okay. If it comes in December for the first snowstorm, that's fine. Last year or last winter, we had two big storms at the very end that knocked power out for many days. I ended up with about over 110 hours on the generator. I think it was 120 something, but I have to go back and look at the hour meter. But that was the amount of time that we had no electricity because of the ice storms. We get about 2 inches of ice and then 8 inches of heavy wet snow. And it just took down all sorts of power lines and branches and trees and just made life miserable. But the whole house generator works out well. If you live in New Hampshire, I always joke, when you come to New Hampshire, there's two things that you have to buy to the second you get here. The first thing is a heavy-duty, heavy Carhartt jacket for your winter. And the second thing is a generator, because our power infrastructure is fragile. And if you look at the lines wrong, the lights will stop flickering. Back to you, George. Golf Mike 5, Golf Echo Mike, W1KA.